Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. The Lakers are facing a period of uncertainty, and one of them is whether LeBron James will stay or ask for a trade. LeBron James wants to win his 5th championship, but the Lakers supporting cast isn't good enough for that goal. Rumors are swirling that he wants to join Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, his close friends. Together, they could make a strong team for the Dallas Mavericks. With the Lakers' prospects now heavily dependent on LeBron James, concerns are mounting. While the future Hall of Famer has repeatedly proven he can carry a team, the reality is that he is approaching 41, and Father Time remains a relentless opponent. The pressure on James to be the team's savior is palpable, but the supporting cast's inability to step up raises significant questions about the Lakers' ability to compete effectively. As the season progresses, the glaring flaws exposed in this opening loss could serve as a wake-up call for the Lakers. With James as their only beacon of hope, the franchise finds itself squarely in the crosshairs of Father Time, facing an uphill battle to redefine its narrative in a league that continues to evolve. The Lakers are Luka Doncic's time, and it could lead to LeBron James leaving the Lakers. The 2025-26 NBA season has begun, and rumors about LeBron James' future are still swirling after a summer of speculation. There were rumors that LeBron James wanted to leave the Los Angeles Lakers this summer, aiming for his 5th NBA title in his 23rd season. But after the Lakers made moves, including the signing of DeAndre Ayton, those rumors have subsided. However, for the first time in his career, James missed opening night. He has been dealing with sciatica throughout the offseason and is expected to be re-evaluated in a few weeks. This has raised the question of whether James is the right man to partner with Luka Doncic. James remains one of the NBA's top 10 players. When healthy, the NBA's all-time leading scorer is a fantastic second star to play alongside their star player, Doncic. But he's 40 years old and has a growing injury list. If the Lakers pull off a surprising move and trade James this season, one NBA analyst has a blockbuster deal that would reunite James with 2 of his former teammates. An NBA analyst suggests trading LeBron James to the Dallas Mavericks. The two franchises already shook up the NBA landscape last season with the trades of Doncic and Anthony Davis. Despite trading Doncic, the Mavericks have a title shot this season. Their generational draft pick, Cooper Flagg, seems to have been announced in the offseason, and with Davis and Kyrie Irving alongside him, they have the star power to go the distance. They also have a strong supporting cast with elite shooting and defense, so if the Mavericks go all in this season, their secondary players could be of interest to teams like the Lakers. Klay Thompson and PJ Washington would be perfect partners for Luka. We have Klay, we have PJ Washington. We can add some other things that work with that, and then LeBron can play with his friend Kyrie and his friend Anthony Davis. James playing alongside his former championship teammates, Davis and Irving, would be a fitting end to his career, even if it would be strange to see him in a Dallas jersey. Lakers feel lack of LeBron in season-opening loss. Golden State Warriors forward Jimmy Butler 3 drives against Los Angeles Lakers guard Gabe Vincent during the second half at Crypto.com Arena. William Liang main images /Reuters. Coach J.J. Redick says the Los Angeles Lakers must find a way to win without LeBron James, but even he felt the absence of his injured superstar in an NBA season-opening loss to the Golden State Warriors. It's hard to forget about LeBron, Redick said. The reality is, when you're focused on the group that you have, you've got to make the group work. I'll be honest with you, I did have one moment in the first half when we had a few possessions when we couldn't score against the zone defense, and I thought it'd be great to have LeBron. Instead, James was sitting courtside, besuited and bespectacled and largely impassive as he continues to recover from a flare-up of sciatica. Mavericks' LeBron James pipe dream becomes more likely by the day. The Dallas Mavericks actually make sense as a destination for LeBron James. Heading into the offseason, one of the Los Angeles Lakers' biggest question marks surrounded what they were planning to do with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. While James won them a championship in 2020, the Lakers have sent a clear message since Doncic joined Los Angeles that the team is going to start a slow shift of focusing on their future and building around Doncic, and that would be at the sacrifice of James and his desires. With this in mind, James' name would spark plenty of conversations in the offseason about what his potential future would be in the NBA and if he may retire in a different jersey than the purple and gold. Now with the season officially tipping off, James and the Lakers appear to have mended their relationship for the time being, but James' future in Los Angeles is still in question as he'll become a free agent next summer. Plenty of other teams have positioned themselves for a solid pitch as to why they deserve to host James during his potential retirement season, but no team may have a better pitch for James than the Dallas Mavericks. Not only do the Mavericks have some of James' most iconic teammates in Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, but the Mavericks could position themselves for a championship run during the 2026-27 NBA season, which may be the best pitch for James to spend his final few years in a Mavericks uniform. James to the Mavericks may not be a total shot in the dark after all. In a recent podcast episode of The Kevin O'Connor Show, James' future with the Lakers was discussed, and if he were to leave, where he would likely end up. While it was taken as a hot take or a case that would shock the NBA world if it did happen, NBA analyst Chris Vernon predicted that James would end up in a Mavericks uniform. Not only did Vernon predict that James would end up in Dallas due to his connection with Davis and Irving, but he also mentioned how this was Nico Harrison's plan all along when he traded Doncic to the Lakers at the trade deadline. Now, this would all be a crazy scenario to happen, but the bottom line is James' future with the Lakers is as murky as it's ever been. Not only does Dallas make sense due to James' relationships with Davis and Irving, but also the majority of Dallas coaching staff just so happened to be with the Lakers when they won the 2020 bubble championship. For James, it may be one of the only chances he has at winning a fifth and final championship before hanging up his jersey. One of the only question marks about the James and Mavericks connection would be how the Mavericks would complete a deal to obtain a player with a $54 million contract, such as James. Vernon added that the Mavericks would add a plethora of contracts to trade for James, but the likelihood of the Mavericks packaging more than two players in a deal for an aging James is little to none. While the Mavericks remain a team to watch for the James watch list, the likelihood of the 40-year-old joining the Mavericks this season is little to none, meaning their best shot to land him would be in free agency next summer. Lakers' Luka Doncic labeled not good fit alongside recently acquired center. The Los Angeles Lakers fell to the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night by 10 points. Luka Doncic was able to put on a masterclass without LeBron James, tallying 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in the loss. Despite those impressive numbers, one thing stood clear, and Fansided's Eamon Castles wasted no time pointing it out. DeAndre Ayton's subpar defense and lack of rim-running abilities made his fit next to Luka Doncic questionable, Castles said Wednesday. While there was always some possibility of Luka elevating Ayton's game, the 7-footer not fitting well isn't exactly a shocker. The frustrating part of Ayton is that he has all the tools to be an elite roll man and lob threat. The Lakers were able to sign DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year $16 million deal this offseason, hoping he could be the perfect pair next to Luka. Tuesday night was not convincing, however. Ayton scored 10 points and grabbed 6 rebounds, not horrible counting stats. What really stood out was his inability to be a decent defender. He is barely a rim protector, offering the Lakers little to no paint defense. What's frustrating is his succession as a screener, but he fails to roll after, often settling for shots late in the shot clock. Doncic doesn't need much room to complete a pass, so an ounce more effort from Ayton would go a long way. As a former number 1 overall pick, Ayton was known to have all the tools to become a great player. A double-double machine with footwork resembling Hakeem Olajuwon, but it just hasn't clicked for him. Luckily, the Lakers and Ayton are only one game into the season. If there is any time for him to step up his game, it would be now, as the championship window with LeBron continues to become smaller. Dalton Knecht has clear path back into Lakers rotation after heartbreaking snub. The Lakers continue to prove that Dalton Knecht is the second unit's only hope for reliable offense. The Los Angeles Lakers began the 2025-26 regular season with a brutal 119-109 loss to the Golden State Warriors. The most heartbreaking development of all, however, was Dalton Knecht being omitted from the rotation. On a night when LeBron James was sidelined and the bench mustered just 18 points, Knecht didn't receive a second of playing time, but his path back is clear to see. Los Angeles's second unit continued the long-standing trend of failing to produce in anything resembling a sufficient manner on offense. Marcus Smart led all reserves with 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, while Jake LaRavia added 5 points on 4 attempts and Jackson Hayes tallied 4 on 3 shots. 4 different reserves played at least 12 minutes, including Smart at 23 and LaRavia with 16, but offense was scarcely provided, let alone attempts at generating it. It's a continuation of a trend that has unfortunately come to define elements of the J.J. Redick era. The starting lineup is more than capable of producing at a high level, mustering 91 points and 22 assists during the opener, but the Lakers' second unit finished the 2024-25 season at number 29 in points per game and appears to be picking up where it left off. Los Angeles's offensively inclined starters need the defensive support that the second unit provides, but Knecht offers a pivotal opportunity to improve in an obvious area of need. Lakers need Dalton Knecht to save second unit's putrid offense. Knecht has his share of flaws, particularly in regard to the inconsistency he displays on the defensive end of the floor. That will inevitably play a role in how often he'll factor into Redick's rotation, as the trio of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves has defensive issues of its own. The second unit has been a virtual non-factor on the offensive end of the floor for more than a year now, however, and it doesn't appear as though there's a resolution in sight. Knecht has all of the ability to buck the trend by simply factoring into the rotation on a consistent basis. He averaged 9.1 points per game and 17.5 points per 36 minutes during his rookie season, shooting at an efficient clip of .461/.376/.762. On a per 36 basis, Knecht ranked number 4 amongst rookies in points and number 1 in three-point field goals made while finishing at number 2 in EFG percent behind only Zach Edey. Knecht's efficient production could go a long way toward alleviating pressure from Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. The season opener was a clear display of how dire the need is for help on offense, as Doncic and Reeves combined for 69 points and 18 assists. Yet Los Angeles only scored 109 as a team. DeAndre Ayton with 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting was the only other Lakers player who scored in double figures, while Rui Hachimura added 9 on 3 of 6 shooting. Ayton's 7 shot attempts were the third most of any Lakers player, which is indicative of the true problem at hand. Los Angeles doesn't just need points on the board, but a player who can come in with a fearless mentality and take the shots that others are clearly shying away from. If the problem that dates back to 2024-25 persists, then Knecht should have a clear path to work his way back into the rotation. Rui Hachimura, Lakers still trying to figure out our rhythm after lack of preseason reps. Rui Hachimura has grown into an extremely important role player for the Los Angeles Lakers since being acquired back in 2022. In the Lakers' season opener against the Golden State Warriors, the bruising forward was solid, if not unspectacular, as he finished with 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in the 10-point loss. While the Lakers played well at many points throughout the contest, their lack of chemistry showed, especially against a team like the Warriors who have had most of their core players for a while now. And Hachimura pointed out that this Lakers squad is still figuring things out at the moment. As you guys know, we just started, Hachimura said after the game. This is probably the second game we actually played together, everybody. So we're still trying to figure out our rhythm. Everybody is kind of getting to know each other. We had kind of a lot of practices, but in the preseason games, somebody was out, somebody was in. So especially against Golden State, they've been playing together for probably 4 or 5 years. So I think that was the difference. Other than that, I think we did a lot of things that we're supposed to do. And it's a process. We're gonna be better. There will be some growing pains for the Lakers, especially with LeBron James still out due to injury as well, but the pieces are there for this team to be successful. Many players spoke about how they still need to build chemistry together, particularly in the pick-and-roll between Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves with big man DeAndre Ayton. Hachimura has been a big piece of this Lakers team for many years now, and they will be reliant on him on both ends of the court. While it was good for him to knock down 3 of 6 from deep, he and the rest of the Lakers will need to be better overall and continue to build that chemistry in order for them to be successful this season. LeBron James ignites controversy with icy sideline demeanor during Lakers' shocking opening night defeat. LeBron's sideline presence sparks debate during Lakers' opening night setback. The Los Angeles Lakers opened their season with a surprising home defeat against the Golden State Warriors, a result that left fans and analysts buzzing. While LeBron James was sidelined due to an injury, it was his demeanor on the bench that became a focal point of discussion. Luka Doncic shines amidst team struggles. Despite the Lakers' disappointing performance, Luka Doncic put on a stellar display, leading the team with an impressive 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. His offensive prowess was on full display, yet the excitement generated by his performance was somewhat overshadowed by LeBron's muted reactions from the sidelines. Body language under scrutiny. Observers noted that LeBron's body language did not reflect the intensity often associated with his competitive spirit. Lakers insider Anthony Irwin pointed out that the chemistry between Doncic and James appeared lacking compared to the synergy James once shared with Anthony Davis. While it's not uncommon for LeBron to take a back seat in terms of vocal support, many felt that his subdued presence seemed out of character. Fans quickly took to social media, sharing clips that highlighted LeBron's lack of engagement during key moments of the game. In several instances, he remained seated and expressionless, even during Doncic's impressive plays, including several three-point conversions that energized the Crypto.com arena crowd. Criticism and reflection. Critics noted that LeBron's hands stayed by his side throughout these moments, with no claps or gestures of acknowledgement for his teammate. The stark contrast between Doncic's dynamic performance and James's passive sideline presence has fueled debate about the current state of the Lakers and what it means for their season ahead. As the Lakers look to regroup after this opening night setback, the focus on LeBron's demeanor may linger, prompting questions about leadership, chemistry, and the path forward for this storied franchise.